us a part of our shadow which needs healing. Okay, so if somebody says something and it gets your back up in some way, thank them, because this is showing you a part of you that needs to be healed, and the part of you that you're not actually acknowledging and turning away. And it's like somebody poking that stick at that little thing and you're going, don't do that, and suddenly you retaliate. Okay, but what that stick is doing when it is poking, it is like an arrow, and it's saying to you there, look, that is where you need to look at. Until we go into our shadows, we can never fully be healed. We can't. We're scared to face them. But when we go and we face them and we go into them dark places, this is where we can transmute that to light. But by not going there, we are never going to get to that level that we're trying. Like I say, it doesn't matter how many flowers you put in your hair, how many crystals you have, anything like that, you know, how much Palo Santo you burn or anything. That doesn't matter. Okay, it's about being able to delve into the dark side of yourself, the dark side of life, you know, and the dark side of others, and have compassion for that and be able to hold that space. Okay, because like I say, life is not all black and white. And you know, when I'm talking about this masculine energy there, I feel a lot of people, you know, they're scared to be ambitious. They're scared to be angry. They're scared to be assertive. You know, they're all of this, you know, which are all masculine traits. And these can help us, you know, like being assertive can actually drive us within our businesses to help more people, because every business is a spiritual business. It's giving somebody something that will make their life better, you know. So by dismissing this masculine energy and, like I say, having it all fluffy and roses, we are missing the point. Okay, so I'm not saying go full on masculine. I'm saying honor the masculine within ourselves, the masculine within others, the gender, the energies, whatever. Honor that as well, you know, because I feel in this day and age, the feminine is getting a lot more press than what the masculine is, you know. Yet when we look at, you know, the rates of suicides and things like that, you know, it's masculine energies that are, you know, that are suffering more in silence. You know, the feminine has been given a voice over these last few years, you know, and which is amazing. I'm not dismissing that at all. But I'm saying, you know, that this is, you know, the masculine is out there trying its hardest, and we can never fully heal the feminine unless we actually start to heal the masculine wounds within us as well. Now, this is, I wrote a post the other day. This has just been highlighted to me, so you know, I'm going to say it. I wrote a post the other day, and it was about love and about what love really was. You know, this union of two souls, you know, coming together and everything. And somebody wrote a comment under it going, I've had pretend love, I've had this, I've had that. Nobody else is getting anywhere near me. You know, I'm close, blah, 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 and all of that. And I was like, you know, this is what people say. You know, they'll say, oh God, you know, men are all the same, or, you know, men are all cheaters. What's the other one? You know, yeah, men are only after one thing, and all of this, you know. And it's like, can you imagine if somebody was saying that about women all of the time? You know, I once seen somebody put a post, and it was about domestic violence. I've forgotten the figures now of male domestic violence, but they are pretty high and often go unreported as well, because it's actually seen as a shameful thing, you know. And I know very, very dear friends of mine who have been badly abused, you know, by the feminine. And there was this advert, and it was about, you know, a black eye or something, and it was a guy with a black eye, and it said, she only hit him once, and then it was crossed out and it said she hit him. Okay, now this was a billboard that I think was put in New York, and the amount of comments that were put on it, I was astounded. A majority of them were, yeah, but what did he do to deserve that? Okay. Now, these were coming from women. Can you imagine a poster or a billboard of a woman that had been beaten up in domestic violence, and then somebody writing underneath, yeah, but what did she do to deserve that? Can you imagine the uproar with that? So if it's all right for one, then it's, it's got to be all right for the other. There is no difference. This is like, I heard Mark Groves talking the other day. I love Mark Groves' work. If you haven't watched him already, Create the Love on Instagram. This guy is amazing. I absolutely adore his work. But he was talking about, like going on a date. And, when we go on a date, do we expect the guy to pay? Now, if we expect a guy that is taking us out, and sorry, this is just, I'm talking, I'm not meaning any harm or any like disrespect with anything like this. But so if a guy asks us out and we expect him to pay, then we are still living and wanting to live in this patriarchal system that we are fighting against. Okay. So yes, the guy might want to pay, that might be fine. It's something we need to sort out. But if we expect that, again, this is the expectations and the kind of, I'm going to take that bit of feminism because that works for me, but I'm not taking that bit because, I like to be spoilt and I like to get flowers bought and I like all of that. It's like, whoa, come on, which one? You've got to choose because they don't all fit in the same space. Okay. So I hope you can kind of see what I'm saying. This is where the imbalance is. Okay. So we have to balance the masculine, feminine within ourselves and then balance it within our outer. Okay. And, I'm very, very lucky. Most of my friends are males and I am happily able to speak to them about anything. I tell them I love them. I tell them I appreciate them. I tell them I value them every single day when I speak to them because I do. That is it. I really, really do. And, yes, I have been damaged by men. Okay. That's it. Without a doubt, a lot of very, very unhealthy masculine energies I grew up with. I've had relationships with and stuff like that. But I have also been healed by men as well. Okay. Men who are so strong that they can be soft. Men with arms that strong, but soft as feathers. Okay. So this is what we need to realize, that it's, take the gender out of it and we're all the same. Whatever your needs and desires are, and your hurts and your wounds and your scars and your vulnerabilities and your insecurities, then that other masculine is also holding them. But you probably have a little bit more of a window in order to speak about them, with friends and stuff like that. A lot of these masculines hold them in. Okay. So like I say, the big thing coming in with Virgo at the moment for this. So we can't demonize them. That's what they've just said. We can't demonize that species of, look, little Harold and Maude. It always makes me happy. So we can't demonize this because life is formed. Okay. And like I say, again, I'm not getting it any, this isn't to do with, singling out, or it's really hard to say because anybody that knows I'm not coming from a bad place. But, in order for life to be formed, it needs a masculine and a feminine. That's it. It's the yin yang. And this is what we need to incorporate, the yin yang, where we go hand in hand. Okay. We both need each other and we can both serve each other as well. It's this equal give and take. Okay. So that is really being highlighted. I'm just going to pull a couple of cards to see if there's anything more around this. Has anybody got any questions with that? I never know what's going to come out, Yeah, this is it. I have seen more negativity more gender shaming, more abuse given, and more venom coming from the mouths of women than I have from men, you know, and that is very, very sad. Very sad. And then it's the guys that have been demonized, you know. I grew up, there was a lot of violence, you know, when I was growing up. But it was 9 times out of 10, it was the woman that would antagonize it and then cry wolf. Oh, look what's happening to me, you know, when they were violent. The second you lift your hand to somebody else, doesn't matter what gender they are, you know, you are opening up that door to get that back, you know, to receive what you've got back. And what this is saying here is, this is it, you know, clinging to our past conditioning, clinging to our past ideas and ideals of what we should look for in partners, how people should be or whatever. Take away them expectations, let go of them expectations, and go into a place of collective consciousness. Because whatever you are thinking about that other person, you know, turn that on yourself and see, how would you feel if that was being thought about you, you know? So this is it, because we've got this horrible morality there. I don't like this card. This whole card always reminds me of the Queen of Swords, you know, where it's like, right, I can do whatever I want, but because I'm a woman, I can get away with it, you know? And that is not the case at all. Now, the thing with Virgo, they're telling me as well here, is, so Virgo is often known as the Virgin, okay? But that was, again, changed, you know, it was changed. Because really what Virgo was a woman who could not be owned by neither man nor woman. She was somebody who was a free spirit, who done her own thing. You know, a lot of people think Virgos are quite uptight, you know, quite closed-minded, you know, especially sexually, stuff like that, because of the virgin connotation. That is not it at all. It's almost like just they won't be told what they can do. You know, there's a lot of Virgos that I know that have, you know, they really have a different side to them. But again, because society has said, you know, and patriarchy has tried to put this thing on repressing women, you know, and their, you know, their freedom and their sexuality and things like that, then it was, okay, you need to be a virgin to be deemed pure. You know, I've just wrote a post today, don't know if anybody's seen it on my Instagram, where it's like the purity comes when you're primal, okay, when you go into that deep primal part of yourself. So I do feel this Virgo moon could be quite steamy as well, okay? And yeah, not a lot of people expect that from Virgos, but that is what they're saying. So this is it, not being owned, doing your own things, you know. And yeah, two of my daughter's father was Virgo, and my partner after that, my long-term partner after that, they were both Virgos, you know. And yeah, I'm really realizing that it's earth signs with me, or where they balance me out, you know, because I'm like, it's so strange. I've been thinking a lot about stuff and about relationships and about me and relationships and what I want. And it's really, really interesting to get the insights on yourself. I left a lover in Greece. Like I say, I came away, and yeah, it's like I go between wanting this quiet life of being just safe and nice, and then wanting to turn into, I don't know, like Keith Richards or something like this. I've got this like wild side, and it's like, whoa, which one is it? So this is where I try and find the balance. And I realize that when I'm around people that encourage that reckless wild, okay, because I still have that in me, when I encourage that, it's amazing and it's fantastic and it's intoxicating and it's intense, but it's destructive, you know. Whereas when I'm with somebody who's grounded, like I say, very much earth signs, you know, that allows me to have that wild, to, yeah, you go and do you, Tanya, you know, but I'm here and there's this safe space. That actually really kind of calms me. So yeah, there's been so many insights. It's just, I love the way the world is working now. I know the world is fucked up, okay? I know it's fucked up. I know it's crazy. But when you see beyond that, it's like, wow, I am really, really understanding how the world works so much more now. I'm seeing it play out, and it's like it's amazing. And I got asked to teach a few weeks ago, not a very old teacher, an old teacher of mine who is not very old, beautiful guy called Jambo. He's asked me to teach with him, so I've been teaching psycho magic classes with him, which has been amazing. And he's fire sign, and it's beautiful because the energy of the two of us, you know, the masculine and feminine, he's getting stronger within it, I'm getting stronger within it. It's like, wow, you know, he's getting softer. Sorry, it's really working well. So there's things in the pipeline with that. There's a lot of interesting opportunities are opening up as well. So yeah, like I say, I don't just give this advice, I take it as well, and I practice it and I embody it, because that's it. We can all do the talk, but unless we're walking the walk, you know, we're not embodying it. And this is what we need to do, embody, you know, what we're reading, what we're learning, you know, put it into practice, so then it becomes part of our reality. Okay, so does anybody have any questions before I go on to the readings for the signs? That's hard. Virgo here grew up feeling as though bearing a cross for morality, quite a box to work out of. Face judgments of self and others, good for healing, but gut-wrenching, right? Yeah, completely. You know, Virgos do have they are kind of like the martyrs as well. You know, if you, on my social media, please read the last 3 cards that have came out this week, because it's a new deck, an old new deck I've been reading with, and I'm really astounded at the messages that are coming through. They're all very much about this, about martyrdom, about pain, about going into the dark side. You know, they're very interesting. So, right. I'm a Virgo in January. I know there's been a delay or rewrite with this full moon restart our process. The full moon won't restart our process. We will restart our process. You know, this is the thing. We cannot. This is where Virgo is asking us to take responsibility. You know, if we want a future where we're going to be millionaires, we have to put that work in. You know, if we want to get fit, we have to then eat a healthy diet. This is what I said. This is mind, body, and soul. So sitting waiting for a moon to come, or waiting for a knight in shining armor to come and save you, or waiting for the universe to give you a windfall of some sorts,